Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Live Live, a place where we meet up to receive motivational, inspirational, and activational strategies for those challenging and changing life moments. I am your host, Keeler Bryson, and today I want to welcome you to another session of our Monday night conversations on how to better ourselves, how to get tips on how to fulfill our dreams, how to walk in our purpose and to fulfill our destinies, and just tips and motivation and encouragement on just how to live our best life and to be our best self, the person that God designed us to be. I really hope you guys had a great weekend. I pray that our Monday night sessions are making an impact in your life. I trust that the material and the content is causing you to challenge yourself, to look deep within yourself, and just, come. I just want you to come to a place where you begin to just not talk about change, but you begin to pursue it and go after it with everything that's within you. You see so many people walking around day in and day out who are unhappy. They're not smiling. They're bitter and angry. And a lot of times it's because they're in a place in their life that they're not happy with. They're in a place that's, not fulfilling. And I'm here to tell you, when you're not fulfilling your purpose or you're not accomplishing those dreams that God placed down in you, that can be a miserable, irritating place to be in. And I've met people, and some people just can't seem to see that there is so much potential down inside of them. And so I make it a point when I come across people like that to encourage them, because at some point, even in my life, someone had to encourage me, motivate me, and give me that pep talk to know that I could have more in my life. Because just because the statistics are against you, you do not have to fulfill those numbers, those stats. You can defy the odds. And all you have to do is make up your mind. You're one thought away from fulfilling and living the life that you dream about. The life that you think is just so far away from you. It's not. If you could just get a vision for yourself, you can accomplish some amazing things. And so that's why I make it a point, no matter what I'm doing, I make it a point to come and join, host this conference call on Monday nights, because someone out there may need that extra boost, that extra push. And sometimes you need to come together with like-minded individuals who are hungry for more and are in pursuit of more. The movie that Will Smith was in called In the Pursuit of Happiness, you've got to pursue happiness. You got to be in pursuit of it. You got to be in pursuit of success. You got to be in pursuit of fulfilling your destiny. It's just not going to happen. You've got to make some steps. There's some necessary steps that you have to fulfill in order to reach any destination or achieve any goal. And so my prayer is that every night, on Monday nights when we get together, that you will receive some sort of impartation, something to make you think and stir you within your spirit. Okay, enough of that. I hope that you all had a great weekend. This week we're going to enter in our 3-day weekend, and I'm looking forward to that. It'll be Labor Day weekend, and it'll be an extra day for us to set aside to do some more planning on our goals and our objectives and just trying to figure out where we want to go. The year's almost over. And in most companies, the fall, at the beginning of the last quarter, is when a lot of companies begin to decide what type of goals they want to set for the next year. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. Begin thinking on what it is that you want to accomplish for next year. Make up 3 to 5 things that you want to accomplish next year, and then begin to map out the steps that will lead you toward fulfilling that goal. All right, tonight I have another thought-provoking topic for us, and tonight I want to talk about operating in a spirit of excellence. Operating in a spirit of excellence. Do you know what excellence look like? A lot of people use the word excellence, excellence, excellence. We want to be people of excellence, a church of excellence. We want to be a business of excellence. And a lot of times, I was just having this conversation today with someone about this term. And so this individual that I'm in association with is always using the word excellence and how they plan on turning this particular industry into an industry of excellence. And so today I decided, the thought came to me, I need to ask her what is her vision when she uses the word excellence. I need for her to elaborate on it a little bit more, because my definition and her definition of excellence may not be the same. And so I'm like, the next time I see her, I'm going to ask her to tell me what is your vision of excellence with regard to turning this particular industry around. Because sometimes you need to see a visual picture. I need to see what her version of excellence means, what it looks like. And so tonight, I'm going to try to delve into that and try to paint a picture to you of what operating in a spirit of excellence looks like. Now, if you're desiring to fulfill and to take advantage of greater opportunities, I encourage you to be committed and operating in a spirit of continual excellence in all that you do. And we see so many people, from day in, day out, who are not operating in a spirit of excellence. And it's so common until when we do experience someone who's operating in a spirit of excellence, it is such a breath of fresh air. And it can catch you off guard until the point where you will feel almost like, is this person trying to punk me? Surely no one is this nice, this professional, this courteous, and using manners and just really showing hospitality. And, it's so refreshing when you experience that, because when we go in a lot of these retail places and restaurants, you can see an example of a person who is not operating in a spirit of excellence. And they will make you feel like their rudeness is doing you a favor and that you should be grateful for their rudeness. And I find it so interesting that people who have such lousy attitudes seem to always pursue positions where they are going to have to interact with the public. And I feel like if you know you're not operating in a spirit of excellence or you have poor customer service skills, please do not try to seek employment in the customer service area, because you're going to make people miserable, and then you're going to go home miserable every day, because it's just not in your character, evidently, to be nice, to be courteous, And so I believe that God is calling us, if we want to really experience those great opportunities, we have got to develop the discipline of being continually committed to operating in excellence. Everything that we do, we should autograph it with excellence. I think there's a quote that I posted not too long ago, a few days ago, that we should want to autograph our work with excellence, because our work is a representation of us. And so in order to operate in a spirit of excellence, you may say, Keila, what does that mean? What does that look like? Well, when you're operating in a spirit of excellence, excellence, it's when this thing is just who you are. It's in your mind, your body, your soul. You just have this desire to just do a great job in everything that you do. You want it neat. You want it professional. You want to go beyond the call of duty when you're serving someone. And it's so a part of your soul and your mind and your body until you just can't bring yourself to do a sloppy job. I don't care how small it is. And so if you're a person who is not a person of excellence, then I want to challenge you to think about it. Begin to train your flesh to be committed to continually operating in excellence, because there's a reward to those who do this. So what is excellence? Excellence is the quality of being outstanding, extremely good. Excellence is the setting of high standards. Excellence is a state of excelling. Excellence is superiority and eminence. Excellence is something that is noticeable when you experience it. It's above the rest. It's like no other. This is a person that's particular in all that they do. They pay attention to details. They're neat, and they have an eye for imperfection, and they find pleasure in just doing a fantastic job in whatever it is they're doing. Most folks that you find who are extremely successful or who have found their success is because they are really outstanding at what they do. You look at athletes, we see that demonstrated frequently in them because they, engage an extremely amount of practice time, mental thinking on performing well professionally. And so as a result, when they get out on the football field and on the basketball court, we see excellence in action. These folks are outstanding, extremely good. And we know that in order to get into the NBA, you've got to be extremely good. These athletes are people who have high standards. They've committed themselves to eating right, taking care of their bodies, going above and beyond the call of duty on practice times. And so as a result of them sowing all of that practice and just sowing a spirit of excellence, their reward is these high-paying salaries and all of these contracts with Nike and Gatorade Company, these endorsements, and they've earned it. And one thing about excellence, when you operate in it, there are blessings and there's a harvest and there are rewards that come in as a result of your commitment to operating in excellence. Whenever you are working on, whether you're working on your job, in your home, at school, church, or in your community, always operate in a spirit of excellence. Students in school who operate in excellence, they end up on the honor roll. They end up in the gifted and talented classes. They end up getting recognition from their teachers for being a student who's committed to academic excellence. These are people of high standard and high regard to education, and as a result, it yields them rewards. It opens doors of opportunities for them that they otherwise would not get. Rarely do you see students who are excelling and going into outstanding, to the arena of outstanding performance. You don't see these people getting these type of benefits if they're not striving toward that high standard. It's usually the student that's really committed themselves, and as a result, they end up getting scholarships, 4-year scholarships. They don't have to pay for anything. And the school will want them so bad until I've heard of them buying them cars secretly or taking care of their parents secretly because they really want that student to be a part of their organization. And so the same for us. When we operate in that spirit of excellence, get ready because there are going to be some great doors of opportunity that's going to open for you. And you're going to, as a result of those opportunities, it's going to bring glory to God. And we're in an hour now where God is elevating those whose work has been branded with the spirit of excellence. When we look in the scripture, we see Joseph. He was an individual who operated in a spirit of excellence because he excelled no matter what state or condition he was in. He excelled. And so it is with us. If we make up our minds and become dedicated to operating in the spirit of excellence, then the same type of promotion will happen for us. We know that Joseph suffered a lot, but yet he was successful in those dark places, in those dark hours. He prevailed. And in the end, he ultimately prevailed and was promoted to the second highest position in Egypt. And it was because he had a spirit of excellence over him and in his life. The thing about excellence, when you operate in it, and you at that point begin to brand yourself. And whether you realize it or not, you are a brand. Now, when we think about a brand, we think about maybe, let's say, a clothing line like Ralph Lauren or Gucci, Louis Vuitton. Those are all brands. When you hear those names, you already know what that represents. It represents quality. It represents someone who's particular about how that particular item was developed. And you know that you're going to get something that's nice, something that's going to last, something that's fashionable. It's a brand. When you think of T.D. Jakes, that's a brand. He's a brand. His ministry is a brand. I don't know if you've ever gone to his church or experienced his ministry up close and personal, but he represents a brand of excellence. And so what kind of brand do you represent? That's my question to you. Is your brand one of a spirit of excellence, or do you represent a brand of sloppiness, being unorganized, and just always procrastinating? Well, if you're falling in that category, I want to challenge you to begin to operate in a spirit of excellence, because your brand is hindering you from being successful if you're not operating in excellence. You don't want to be a person whose brand is one of sloppiness, slacking, always late, never on time. You can't depend on you, because those type of qualities will prevent the doors of opportunity from opening to you. You are representing your brand. Your brand is a representation of what you believe and what you care about. And it's up to you whether your brand will be recognized, respected, and properly compensated. Now, if you have a poor brand, you're not going to be recognized, you're not going to be respected, and you're not going to be properly compensated. But if you've dedicated and committed your life to being one that operates in a spirit of excellence, then you will be recognized, you will be respected, and you will be properly compensated. Because one thing about expensive products, people are willing to pay for them when they know that they're getting a superior, high-quality product. People will pay for excellence. And so if you're good at whatever it is God has called you to do, people are going to pay you, because they know when they get you, they are getting something awesome. And so if you are an individual who is struggling with operating in a spirit of excellence, again, I challenge you to challenge your body, challenge your spirit, your mind, your body, your flesh, to begin to take a vow that you're going to do better in this area, because it's holding you back. You're not being recognized for the gifting that God has placed in you, because you're not properly utilizing it. For years, I've always endeavored to operate in a spirit of excellence. In fact, my mom raised me this way. There were many times growing up, she would have us doing various chores around the house, and there would be times where I just didn't feel like it, and I would just half do it. I'm just going to be honest. I would just half do it and throw it together. And as a result, she would make me go in there and do it over again, plus she would add on some additional things for me to do. Over time, I got fed up with that and just got frustrated with it, and I made up my mind, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and start doing a good job. And to this day, she had told me that I'm one of her neatest children, that above all of us, 6 of us. And she said I'm the neatest one. Well, it's because I ended up changing. She provoked me to operate in a spirit of excellence. And so now it carries over in everything I do. When I was in college, I operated in excellence. On a job, I operated in excellence. If I'm at church, it's going to be done in a spirit of excellence, because I have seen the benefit of it. And so I believe in it. And so I'm just trying to impart that wisdom onto you. I believe that whatever you're called to do, whatever you're assigned to do, or whatever you're hired to do it with a spirit of excellence. Now, be warned that whenever you are a person who operates in a spirit of excellence, those around you who do not operate in a spirit of excellence, they will become extremely irritated with you, frustrated with you. They will tell you that you are OCD or it doesn't take all that because no one's perfect. In fact, one day when I was on the job, this lady told me I was too persnickety. And I had never heard the word persnickety. And I looked it up. It's spelled Persnickety. It means a person is real picky and particular. And when I found out the definition of it, I was like, well, she's right. I am picky about things. I know how they should be done, and I want it done as best as it can be. And so she tagged me right. And so, I bear witness with that. I am persnickety. And I have no problem with saying that because it has rewarded me well about operating and being a person that's persnickety. So I just want to forewarn you that you will frustrate and irritate people, and it will bring criticism and opposition because I'm telling you, operating a spirit of excellence, it makes those who are not operating in it uncomfortable. It shows them up. And I think that's the problem. They don't like you showing them up and revealing their insufficiency and their lack, their procrastination and probably outright laziness. So, for years, it seemed like my meticulous efforts were in vain, but I kept at it. I kept being excellent. I believed in excellence because I knew that God wanted me to do a good job, and in fact, you call yourself a Christian or a believer, or you identify with some religious faith. How can you say that you are a child of that particular religious belief and then you're sloppy in your work? That doesn't go together. If you're a representation or a representative of God, then you should be representing him well. And so, as I said, for years it seemed like my efforts to do a good job were in vain, all the way down to how I raise my children, how clean I keep my house, how clean I keep my car, how I wear my hair, how my furniture is placed, all of that, just persnickety, as the lady tagged me. But you know what? In hindsight, looking back over the years of my life, I realize now that God was teaching me discipline and operating in the spirit of excellence, so that once he opened the door of opportunity for me, I would be effectively trained and prepared to serve people in king and queen status, CEOs and chiefs. And the thing about, these great doors opening to you, God is not going to open that door for you to go and serve someone on a high status level and you're sloppy or you're lazy or you don't care about what kind of work you present out. He's only going to elevate people who are ready for that particular capacity and who are able to handle the responsibility of those type of positions. When you look at Joseph in the Bible, he ended up serving Pharaoh. He was like second in command. But God did not elevate him to that position because he was just, some young guy who just knew how to manage. God elevated him because he had a spirit of excellence. He had this gift of administrating, and he did it super well, and he was effective in it. And so if you want to have that door to open for you, you've got to be on that level. It's time out for us wanting to occupy positions on a level that we're not even on. We're not even operating from that. And so as a result, it can't be given to you because you can't even handle the responsibility of the simple things. And so if you want that opportunity, let's get busy. God wants to promote. He's looking for people to promote. But it's far too many, especially believers, who are not ready and equipped to handle it. Once you become a person who operates continually in a spirit of excellence, people you don't even know will know you, and I'm a witness to it. And they will respect you and the brand of excellence that you've established. You won't have to tell them on person. They will see it on you. when I meet people, I pay attention to certain things. I pay attention to how clean they keep their car and other particular things because it speaks a lot about their brand. And if you want to be a person that God is using in this hour, you've got to become a person who's operating in a spirit of excellence. Let God train and develop your gifts and your talents. I admit, operating in excellence, it is a special discipline that has to be developed. Because when you operate in it, you're not in a hurry to just do something to get it done. When you operate in excellence, you're not going to release anything until you know it's perfect. Because it's a representation of you. And if you want to be branded in a brand that's respected and valued, then you've got to do a superior job. You've got to do an outstanding job in everything that you do. You've got to be so good at what you do until people want to work with you. They want you on their team. They want you to work for them. And so this is how you get it. And this is how you possess your prosperity. And this is how you become profitable. You've got to work on disciplining yourself, operating in excellence. And it does take extra time. It takes extra energy. It's a person who's thought something through, and you're not just rushing and throwing something together. And we all have experienced receiving something that was just thrown together. It's a mess versus going to an event that was well planned, well thought out. Oh my goodness, these type of events are just so beautiful, and they flow seamlessly because somebody took the time to say, I'm going to do this well, I'm going to do it outstanding, and I'm going to do it like no other. If you are diligent in your work and committed in operating in a spirit of excellence, God will recognize you, He will honor you, and He will compensate you accordingly. And I am a witness because just this month I experienced this. For years, like I said, doing all this meticulous work, and then just one day out of the blue, somebody recognized my brand. And it was a person that's on the level of a high profile position. They can see it. And that's the beauty of it. A person who's operating from that level, they know a quality brand when they see it. You can't fool them. And when they see it, they're going to snatch you up because you know what? It's so many people not operating in a spirit of excellence. And so that when you see this one little person that comes around every once in a blue moon, somebody's going to snatch you up real quick because they want you on their team. And that's when you know that all of your work is not in vain. God's going to reward you accordingly like He did Joseph. Now, if you would do those things, I guarantee you're going to see a shift in your life, in your career, in your business, in your relationship, in school. You're going to see a change, Put in the work. Decide to be excellent. Decide to be the best in whatever it is you're doing, no matter how great or how small it is. Well, everybody, that's my time. This has been another Teachable Life moment with Keila Bryson, where it is absolutely imperative that we live live. If you would like to connect with me, you may do so. I'm on Facebook at Keila Bryson, Teachable Life Moments, LLC. I'm on Twitter at Keila Savant, that's Keila, Savant, or you may visit my website at KeilaBryson.com. If you would like to email me, you can do so at KeilaBryson.com. All right, this has been a great night, and I trust that this content will challenge you to begin to operate in a spirit of excellence. And until the next time, I will see you next Monday at 8 o'clock. Have a great week, everybody.